mathematicians. Today we are going to look at a second way to solve system of equations. We're going to look at substitution. When we use substitution, the first thing we want to do is solve an equation for the easiest variable. So I want to get a variable alone. I'm then going to substitute that into the other equation so that there is only one variable and solve. Once I have my answer, I'll plug back in to find the other variable. So if I look at some of these examples, again, I want to get a variable alone. This one already has x by itself. X equals 4y. So I'm going to take 4y, and since x is the same as 4y, I am going to plug this in to where there's an x. I know x is the same as 4y, so I can replace x with the 4y. So when I do this, I will have 4 times, and instead of x, I will put 4y. And I'm going to finish the equation. Minus y equals 75. So I have a variable by itself. Take that, plug it in, so that there is now no x's. So x has been replaced with 4y, which it equals. Now I need to solve this for y. 4 times 4, 16y, minus y equals 75. 16y minus a y, or minus 1y, 15y equals 75. What do I do now to solve? Divide by 15. Divide by 15. Y equals 5. Okay. So I have one variable already done. I know what y is. Now what do I have to find? I have to find what x is. So I'm going to go back to where I have it boxed off right here, and I'm going to plug this back in. So x equals 4 times y, or 4 times 5, which is 20. So our answer, x equals 20, y equals 5. When I plug 20 and 5 back into these, it will work out. Okay. Let's try another one. This time when I look, do I have a variable by itself? Yes. Which variable is by itself? Y. What does y equal? 3x minus 13. So since y equals 3x minus 13, what can I do with this 3x minus 13? Plug it in for y. So I'm going to rewrite the top equation, but instead of y, what am I going to put there? 3x minus 13. So I have 4x plus 5, and what is hiding in between the 5 and the y? Times. Now I need to put this around parentheses. This is one piece. So I'm going to put parentheses around that. So I have 4x plus 5 times y equals 11. So if what you plug in is 2 parts, you need to put parentheses around it. Now looking at this, do I have all one variable? Yes, the only variable I have is x. Go ahead and solve for x. Let's see how you did. First thing you should have done was distribute. 5 times 3x, 15x. 5 times 13, 65. So minus 65. Okay. I can combine like terms, 4x plus 15x, 19x. What did you do next? Add 65 on both sides. 19x equals 76. And your last step, divide by 19, divide by 19. X equals 4. So plug in, and instead of a y, put 3x minus 13. Distribute, simplify, and solve. Now that I know x equals 4, which variable do we need to find? We need to find y. Alright, so I'm going to go right back up to this part here. So y equals 3 times x, and what was x did we just find? 4. So 3 times 4 minus 13. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 13, y equals -1. You have one variable, plug it in for the other, solve, plug our answer back in to find the second variable. Nice job. What do you notice about this one for number 3? We don't have a variable alone. So the first thing we have to do is find which variable is easy to solve for. So looking at our 4 pieces, which one is the easiest to solve for? X, because there's nothing with it. So I need to get rid of a 3y, or minus 3y. How do I get rid of a minus 3y? Add 3y on both sides. So this becomes x equals -9 plus 3y. Now I have x by itself, so I have something with just y. Go ahead, try this one. Substitute this in, solve for y, and then find x. Let's see how you did. When we took this and we plugged it in, we should get 5 times, and instead of x we have, in parentheses, -9 plus 3y. So I'm replacing x with this piece. I also then have minus 2y equals 7. What did you do next? Distribute a 5. 5 times -9, -45. 5 times 3, plus 15y, minus 2y equals 7. What did you do next? Combine like terms. 15y minus 2y, 13y. And then get y by itself. To get rid of a minus 45, plus 45, what do I do on one side? Must do to the other. 13y equals 52. And your last step was divide by 13, divide by 13. Y equals 4. Now that you know y, what do you do with it? Plug it back in here to the box that we put when we put a box around this. Plug it back in here. So we have x equals -9 plus 3 times y, and y is 4. Multiply 3 times 4, 12 plus -9, x equals 3. Find the variable that you could easily get by itself. Once you have this, plug it back in, solve, plug it back in to find the second. Nice job. Try this next one on your own. Let's see how you did. We already have a variable by itself, which was nice and easy. So I'm going to take this 3x plus 2 and I'm going to plug it in for which variable? For the y. So I'm going to rewrite that top equation, plugging that in for y. So we have 6x minus 2 times, now y, what do we have to put around the y? Parentheses. Equals -4. What did you do next? Distribute. Okay, -2 times 3x is -6x minus 4. Bring down the 6x. When you combine like terms right here, 6x minus 6x cancels out. So -4 equals -4. Is this true? Yes. If you get something that is true, our answer is all real numbers. Anything you put in here will work. Anything you pick for x and y will work for both of those. Nice job. When you look at this one, and we're not going to go through and solve it, but when we go through, we are not going to get something that works out. So we're going to have no solution. When you go through this, you can practice it on your own. You're going to get something that does not equal itself. Up here we get things that equal each other. Down here we will not. So then you have a no solution. Nice job today, mathematicians.